What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. I've been reading a few of the comments in the comment section, a couple of silly things about the guests that I have on here. Show some respect guys, it's not like it's every time, it's been 2 episodes ever. Just relax, chill, show a bit of respect. And the second thing is that stop playing Champion Shield. This series is getting boring and stale, and you're entitled to that opinion. I'm not going to say you're not entitled to that opinion. If you feel like this series is done in your opinion, then feel free to not click on the video. That's totally okay. But what you guys have got to understand is that whilst I'm here in the States for 2 weeks, it's very difficult for me to get the time that I normally put into this, which is why you're seeing a few more live comms recently. Is because it's like I get to go onto the account, I record the live comm, I render, I upload. It's a simpler process than sitting there at times for 3-4 hours trying to find the right players, selling and buying, recording lots of gameplay and stuff. So when I go back home, it will go back to having a lot of time put into it. But whilst I'm here in America for like the next 8-9 days, I think 9 days, it will probably be live comm. Now, if you want to just disappear for that 8-9 days because it's only going to be a very small growth period of the series during that, totally understand that. Or if you guys just want to be, basically we can either do a video every day because it's probably going to be a live commentary, or I can do a video every other day with a lot more gameplay and a lot more time put into the video. So I'll let you guys decide with that, and it's only going to be while I'm here in the States. I've put so much effort, so much time into this series as a whole. For those that are just saying, oh, it's done, he doesn't care about it, like it kind of like annoys me a little bit, because I put probably more time into this series on this channel than I do onto my main channel. So wanted to get that out of the way. With that being said, here we are again today. We are alone today. It's going to be a live game today, and it's not going to be the Gold Cup today. I have sold a few items. Our Griezmann sold. I sold Areola again because I wanted the coins. I actually want to build teams for these tournaments that are coming out. So I thought, let me get rid of Areola. Let me get rid of DoSevi. DoSevi is the cheapest one there on the market. A couple of these random bronzes sold for 200 each as well, and a few bronzes are, I'm struggling to sell, but they will probably, hopefully eventually go. With that, I've changed the squad. Now I am going to be going into the tournament in today's episode, but this squad fits the tournament because all you need is eight in the starting 11 and subs of Brazilian and Argentinian. So I've got a bench of 3 Brazilian, 3 Argentinian, and I've got 1 Brazilian, 2 Brazilians on the team, which makes the category of 8, if I've understood it correctly. With that in mind, I bought 2 players. I bought Marlos, 3-star weak for 4-star skill moves. I bought him for 21,000 coins. Great pace, great dribbling, great shooting, nice passing and physical. And I also bought Hero Gaetan, also 4-star skill moves. Incredibly well-rounded card, and I bought these guys to bring them on as subs. I thought, if we're doing a Brazilian and Argentinian tournament, let me buy 1 Brazilian, 1 Argentinian that I don't usually use. I'll bring them on probably quite quickly. I'll get Hesse off straight away, and I'll get Lucas Perez off pretty much straight away to get these boys onto the field and have fun with them. I could start with them up there in the team off chem, but I just simply don't want to do that. And I could have built like a full Brazilian Argentinian team, but when I have a team like this that fits the narrative, I don't know why I wouldn't. Now, to explain one more thing before we go, the reason why I'm playing Champion Shield a lot when I'm doing it live and not divisions is because, first and foremost, this team that I've got, I don't think is a Division 1 winning team. It lacks too many qualities that you're going to face in Division 1 and Division 2. For example, no skill moves in the midfield. Only, usually I play Ruben Castro up front, which means the only skiller in this entire team with more than 4 stars is Perez, and it's not enough. So eventually I'm going to get rid of a couple of the players, or build up to having enough coins to pick up a Neymar and or a Gareth Bale again. I could probably actually afford a Gareth Bale if and when I sell Gaetan and Marlos, and also DoSevi goes, I'll probably be able to afford Bale, and I could easily get rid of Perez as well. Perez has done a good job for the club, And he's got really well-rounded stats, but you know, Gareth Bale would be pretty decent in there. It just then means that we need the fitness, fitness cards for Bale or another player to rotate with him, which isn't really a problem. So going into Division 2 with this team isn't a smart idea, because I'll lose games just because the team lacks a certain amount of qualities. It lacks skill moves, it lacks pace, like unbelievably. Castro at 87 pace, Perez at 84 pace. The two fullbacks on 88 pace and 88 pace for Juan Fran and Felipe Luis are the fastest players in the team. Outside of those, the team's good. The defense is solid. Defense is workable, is fine. The midfield is actually very good. You don't really need the pace and skills if you've got a great attack to counter that. But because we lack pace and skills up front, we don't really have that. So I think adding in the upgraded Neymar and Gareth Bale will be the next moves to this team, and we could probably get them straight away if we got rid of Aduriz and put Perez in at striker. If we sold Aduriz for what, the 70,000 coins, I think his price has gone down a little bit. It looks like it's about the same actually, about 74,000. We could go and buy Gareth Bale, and if and when we sell Marlos, Gaetan and Dosevi, we'll be relatively close with the coins we've already got to being able to afford Neymar as well. We could also sell Perez, put Castro up front, and then we would be able to afford Neymar, you know. So there's a lot of things to do with this team, but the upgraded Neymar would be a must, not the 89, so then we don't have to worry about fitness, and then we could just replace Bale with Hesse for the few games, and that would be a Division 1 winning game. But also, when I record live in divisions, it's very difficult in the higher divisions. And when I'm recording live, I'm not giving my full attention to the gameplay all the time. You know, there's quite a lot of the time where I'm recording live where I'm talking about something, I'm like worried about the cameras or the recordings, etc., etc. And basically, I'm not giving the gameplay my full attention. And this team is good enough to fit into this tournament, which is fantastic. But with that being said, I will win Division 1 on this account eventually. The aim for me, the next aim for me throughout the rest of this FIFA, because this FIFA cycle is getting close to finishing. The aim is to win Division 2, win Division 1, then pretty much put in concepts my end game team, my dream team, and start working towards that, whether it be getting 15,000 coins, entering a draft and seeing if we get lucky, or just improving squads here and there to buy, like going into this squad now, into this tournament, if we win this tournament, we get ourselves a premium gold players pack. It's one of those 25k packs. It's not great, but it's not bad. With the amount of international man of the matches in packs right now, we could hit something, and in that instance, it could easily go into into our team. Like, for example, I don't know if at the time of recording this, I think the I Man of the Match Rakitic is still in packs. We could very easily pack him. He could be part of the end game team, But into this game we go, guys, and my opponent's got a pretty nice team. I don't think people understand when they read what they read that it's only in the 11 and subs. So you only need one Brazilian or Argentinian in your first 11, and then you could just throw the rest on the bench and have your normal team. And pretty much any nation, whether it's Serie A, whether it's the French League, French League, you could have Lucas. BPL, you could have Sergio Aguero. Serie A, you could have Dybala as your one Argentinian or Frenchman. There's so many Argentinians and so many Brazilians in the game, in every league, that you could easily build like a strong team, put that one in there that you need, and then fill up the bench after that. This lag is a bit crazy. So yeah, make sure you're doing, you're doing clever things with your coins and with your teams. There's Bruno, that should be a corner. Oh, it's gone out for a goal kick when you do it. And now the Classic America Heroes got released. Some of them look amazing. That Kaká looks amazing. That Diego looks amazing. That Julio Cesar looks amazing. And obviously he has a higher rated card in his team of the season, which is good. It's good to know that not only are EA happy to put Team of the Season cards above Team of the Year cards with regards to 99 Ronaldo, but they're also happy to put non-Team of the Season cards above Team of the Season cards. For example, I Man of the Match. Well, it's not really I Man of the Match. It's an I Man of the Match card, so I'm going to just talk about it as an I Man of the Match, okay? So the I Man of the Match, Julio Cesar, is higher rated than his team of the season, which for me is good. Like, they need to, like, in my opinion, have less structure and strictness on players to allow us to not think that, oh, okay, right, now team of the year's done, we're never going to get better players, and now team of the season's done, we're never going to get better players. Because previous years, that's how it's been. Like, team of the year, you just get the best 11, and then team of the season, you get the best, 20, 23 or 18 at the time per league, and that would be it for the rest of the game. But now, like, they've shown that actually that's not it for the rest of the game. It kind of adds a little bit of longevity into the game, kind of makes people keep guessing. It kind of gives more value to a lot of cards, in a sense that it's like, okay, I could just keep this, this NepentheZ, for example, or there's potential that he gets an Iron Man of the Match card and gets an upgraded version. It kind of just keeps people interested within the game, and I think EA have done a great job there with that, and have definitely allowed people to stay on their toes with hoarding cards and trying to price fix players and stuff like that. And the more cards, in my opinion, the merrier. Who cares if there's 10 versions of Ronaldo? Who cares if there's 15 versions of Messi? Who cares? It's a video game. It has a 1-year cycle, and usually by this time in the game, that cycle comes to an end to the point where it's super boring. Actually, let me make these subs straight away. Let me get my Argentinian and my Brazilian on. I'm actually going to keep Castro on because I packed him. Wait, why have I got NepentheZ at right forward? I must have put him there by mistake. I'm going to take NepentheZ off for Marlos, and I'm going to bring Gaetan on for Perez. And the reason why I'm going to do that and leave Castro on is because Castro is like the first owner. First owner to me means a little bit more than people that are bought with coins, because people that are bought with coins, I can buy and sell at any given time and kind of reset their record to 0-0. But especially an untradeable first owner player, he's just here, and I want to get the most amount of games as I can on him. I want to get the most amount of goals as I can on him, and just generally have a lot of fun with him. And but yeah, I think EA have done a great job in giving this game a little bit more depth throughout the bad times, simply by allowing us to have more cards than ever before, which is brilliant. And I love the position change cards and stuff. The only thing I will say for these Iron Man of the Match, like these new ones, these America's ones, the classic America's heroes, the only thing I'll say is something that was brought up on Reddit, which I had actually looked at before I even saw it on Reddit and was going to talk about today, is that they've basically only given them upgraded versions of their current cards. Whilst these cards are supposed to represent kind of like throwbacks of their best times during international duties, what they've actually done is just given them like upgraded versions of their current club cards. And with that, which is an issue that EA have had several times, is that they have upgraded many stats with the exception of things like stamina. So, this like, for example, this Kaka card is supposed to be a representation of him back in his prime, and it's not, because he's got such low stamina that by a half-time mark, that should be a pen, yeah. By the half-time mark, he's dead. He's like, his stamina's done, or not necessarily by half-time, but by like 50th, 60th minute, he's just done. So I think they should. I think EA need to have a little look at that perhaps, and as we go 1-0 up there, and just understand and realise that if you're going to bump them up, just bump them up massively. Just give them every stat boost. We're at a point in this game where we've got 299 rated cards, I think 398 rated cards, an abundance of 97 rated cards. Who gives a damn? Actually, when I say 398 rated cards, I mean 98 rated that don't have 99. So, I know like there's also Messi and Ronaldo, but I'm talking about Suarez, Ibra, and Lewandowski. But who cares if you give a random Kaka a throwback card that puts him at 90 rated with incredible... Like, people love that. People rejoice in that because it makes them usable cards. Because whereas Kaka was before maybe used here and there for an MLS tournament team or just for people that just love Kaka, he was never really like a viable choice to actually be played with. Nobody would ever really have Kaka in the team just because. Unless they absolutely loved him or unless they had an MLS team. There's just far better Brazilian cams, But now that you've given him this 90 rated card with incredible stats, everyone wants him. Like, Kaka is relevant again, which has made an irrelevant player in the game relevant again, which I am all for. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Is that not a Marlos? So yeah, I think EA they're on the right track with this sort of stuff, and it's really good to see, because I know they do this sort of thing with their Madden stuff all the time. You know, they give players like legend cards and like throwback cards and 99 rated cards, and it doesn't disrupt the integrity of the game, because there's enough out there for everyone. You know, there's something for everyone, and I think that for me is perfect. You know, this game can get quite stale during the later stages, and what you find with all these special cards is, because there are so many special cards, they're so cheap that everybody can afford them. And exactly that. Like, why not let everybody afford them? Because it's called Ultimate Team. Like, this is you building your ultimate team. So screw it if everyone wants to be able to afford them. Great goal from Bruno. Who cares if everyone can afford them? Who cares if you can't? Like, this is my Road to Glory team. I've got a hero card, a man of the match card, about 10 team of the season cards in the actual team, let alone you know, those that I've won and have as untradeable. I think the only player that we haven't used, the only style of card that we haven't used, actually there's two. We haven't used a Team of the Year card yet, which we could afford, but they're just not good value for money because of what you can get through Team of the Season. Or a legend, which you can easily get so many of the really good cheap legends in a team like this. So I could sell a few of my boys up front. I could sell Aduriz, Perez, Marlos, and Gaetan. And I'd have enough to buy probably 2 legends off of that. You know, they wouldn't be great legends. They'd be like the slow strikers like Pauletta, or who's like Bierhoff, or, you know, we'd be able to pick up like Gary Neville or someone, you know, the centre back that has no pace. I can't remember his name. You know, we'd be able to pick up legends. And again, it's great. It's great to know that it doesn't matter who you are, how you play. You know, you can afford these players. You can have these players. You can enjoy legends. You can enjoy hero items, and it's all down to there being so many special cards. Because if there was not as many special cards as there is, if there was no Man of the Match cards, no hero cards, no you know, what's the other card? Heroes. None of those like Player of the Year cards, the purple ones. Or if the regular Man of the Match, the Man of the Match, the heroes, all that sort of stuff. If there was none of them, that would increase the stock of Gary Neville, because there wouldn't be many special right backs outside of Gary Neville, which means he would have more value in the game. So the more special cards there are, the less value they have, the more the random player can afford them, and it removes that kind of pay to win factor. Yeah, of course, you're not going to be able to use the blue Ronaldo and the blue Messi and the 98 Suarez. You're going to struggle to use those high-end players like that. But you definitely, you know, you're going to be like, this team in the season, Benyat is like 30,000 coins. He is unbelievable. At the start of the game, Luka Modric and James Rodriguez were like, what, 70, 80, 90,000 coins, maybe even 100,000 at one point. And now they're worth like 10k or so. But people would be happy to pay. At the start of the game, that was a really nice play through there. People were happy to play at the start of the game, or pay, sorry, at the start of the game, you know, 50, 60, 70k for a regular Modric and a regular James Rodriguez. And now you're looking at that, and for that same coin, you can get a Team of the Season Benyat, a Team of the Season Koke, a Team of the Season Bruno, a Team of the Season Aduriz. You can get the best fullbacks in the game. Like what is Marcelo 89 is the highest rated, and then Felipe Luis 89 is the highest rated. Felipe Luis 89 is so cheap, and he is literally the best left back in the game. Not necessarily in terms of your own opinion. Like, you may prefer Gael Clichy just because he's, you know, maybe like he suits your style of play, or you may say to me, actually, NepentheZ, Gaia is the best left back in the game for me. Like, you know, like outside of opinion, he's the highest rated left back with the most in-game stats. I think for every left back, with exception of Alexandro. I actually think he's got more than Roberto Carlos. I could be mistaken on that one. But yeah, he's such a good high-rated left back, and he goes for like 80,000 coins. It's crazy. At the start of the game, I bought and sold Roberto Carlos for 1 million coins. What you can get now for 1 million coins compared to before is insane, and I'm very happy that EA are doing this and allowing us the opportunity. When I say us, I mean those that don't you know, including those that do spend FIFA points and stuff, but those that don't buy or spend FIFA points, those that aren't you know, don't have the most time to play the game, can still get there and afford an incredible team, and I absolutely love that. So you know, kudos to EA on that factor. I think they've done a great job with the game. But yeah, so those Iron Man of the Match cards, though, that they need the stamina boost, but I'm very excited to see what they do for the Euros, because they said it was one of 2 teams, and now if they've done the Classic Americas, they're obviously going to do the Euros team as well, because the Euros are on. Is that a penalty, ref? No. One thing that does mean, though, is it's a shame that like the African nations aren't going to get these cards, because I would love to have seen a special version of Didier Drogba. That is a great ball. Where is my team? He can't really miss from here. He's had 2 shots. He's literally broke into my half 2 times and has had 2 shots and has pulled this game back to 2-2. That's insane. But yeah, it means like players like Didier Drogba and such aren't going to necessarily get special cards, which is a bit disappointing. Let's just try and... Yo, ref, is that no Foulerino, no? Look at this guy's defense, man. He's so deep. Like, look at his most attacking player, Higuain, picks the ball up literally like 20 yards into his own half, and then he tries to hit me on the counter, and I tackled him perfectly, but he's got the ball back there. But yeah, I'm excited to see what is going to become of... Is that a foul for me, ref? No. I'm excited to see what is going to become of the Euro Classic cards, because I really loved Torres from a few years back when he got that purple card. I thought he was one of the best strikers in FIFA, and I'll be very, very excited to use that card again. You know, I'm a fan of Torres anyway. I enjoyed him at Liverpool. I enjoyed him at Chelsea. I know his like kind of career kind of took a turn for the worst, but I've always been a huge fan of him. You know, he was one of the strikers that kind of helped put BPL on the map as one of the top leagues in the world. I'm not saying he was the striker or the only player, but he was one of you know, that group of people back then when money started really coming into the BPL and we started getting a lot of foreign players here. He was one of the guys that really helped you know, put us on the map with that. So I've always had kind of like I guess a soft spot for Fernando Torres. So I'm very excited to see what we can get with Torres. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, Gaetan, and that is lovely work from Felipe Luis there down the left-hand side. He used the left trigger to bump the defender off. If you saw the defender right there is like stumbling, it's because I shielded him off. I could have gone with Felipe Luis. We cut it into Gaetan. We got the goal. I feel like I deserved that goal as well. I feel like I've been the better player. I honestly think my opponent has only had 2 shots. Yeah, I'm very excited to see a lot of old classics, and it's such a shame, in my opinion, that they've decided to do this now and not last year, because if they did this last year, Thierry Henry would have got one. And Henry, if you guys don't know, is my favourite player in world football ever. Just, you know, no questions about it. So if they did this last year, we would have got a special Thierry Henry. But there are so many that you might see. You know, you might see a Torres, you might see a David Villa, you might see what centre backs are there that are around. Like, I'm trying to think of like all the defenders and stuff that are around that you could see in the midfielders and such. You know, but there are in general like Totti. You might see like a throwback Totti card. And it's just really, really good to see EA doing some good stuff with the players that don't really get much out of the game, that are there to be used and upgraded and stuff, you know. So anyway, guys, we end up getting a 3-2 win here. We get 1 goal from Gaetan, nothing really from Marlos. The only assist of the game coming from Felipe Luis. Lovely goal from Bruno, 1 from Castro. I'd be so interested to see the match there. So my opponent had 3 shots, 2 on target, and scored 2 goals. And look where my shots are from. 7 on target, 6 inside the box, 1 just outside the box. And that 1 from outside the box was the bicycle kick from Gaetan as well, the keeper just saved. So I did, you know, I felt like I deserved to win that game. I did deserve to win that game, and I did win that game. And that, guys, is going to signal the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy this, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.